When MTV launched on August 1st, 1981, with the now legendary line, "Ladies and Gentlemen, Rock and Roll," no one knew it would change the music industry, television, and pop culture forever. The very first video it aired, "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Bugles, felt almost prophetic. Music was about to become as much a visual experience as an audio one, and MTV would be the platform that defined this revolution. Before MTV, music videos were mostly promotional tools. Short clips that might play on late-night shows or be shown before concerts. They weren't considered an art form or a marketing juggernaut. But MTV turned music videos into a central way for artists to express themselves, build an image, and reach audiences. Suddenly, it wasn't enough to have a hit song. You needed a compelling video to go with it, something that could make people stop and watch. For many artists, MTV was the key to global superstardom. The early days of MTV were dominated by rock and pop acts, but even in its first few years, the channel's influence was undeniable. Artists like Madonna, Duran Duran, Prince, and Michael Jackson didn't just create music videos, they created mini-movies that showcased their personalities, style, and creativity. Michael Jackson, in particular, used MTV as a platform to reinvent what music videos could be. His short film for Thriller, released in 1983, wasn't just a music video, it was a 14-minute spectacle with cinematic storytelling, choreography, and production values that rivaled Hollywood films. MTV played Thriller constantly, and it helped Jackson's album of the same name become the best-selling album of all time. MTV also transformed fashion and youth culture. Fans didn't just listen to their favorite artists anymore, they watched them. They saw what they wore, how they danced, and how they expressed themselves visually. Madonna became a style icon in the 80s, largely because of her presence on MTV. Her videos for hits like "Like a Virgin" and "Material Girl" weren't just popular, they set trends. From lace gloves to layered jewelry to bold makeup looks that fans everywhere imitated. But MTV's impact went deeper than music and fashion. It changed the way artists were marketed. Labels started to invest heavily in music videos, knowing that a great video could break a song and make an artist famous. A catchy song was important, but a memorable video could take a career to new heights. Bands like Duran Duran and a-ha became massive global acts largely because of the creative visuals in their videos. a-ha's Take On Me, with its innovative mix of live action and pencil sketch animation, became one of the most iconic videos ever made. As MTV grew throughout the 1980s, shows like Yo! MTV Raps, which debuted in 1988, gave a national platform to rappers like Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Public Enemy. This show helped legitimize hip-hop as a cultural force, bringing it into the homes of millions of viewers who might not have discovered it otherwise. MTV also wasn't just about music videos. By the late 1980s and 1990s, it was creating its own shows that defined a generation. Programs like MTV Unplugged showcase artists in a stripped-down, intimate setting, producing legendary performances like Nirvana's haunting 1993 set. TRL, or Total Request Live, became a cultural phenomenon in the late 90s and early 2000s, serving as the daily countdown of the hottest videos and a place for artists to connect directly with fans. Bands like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Britney Spears used TRL to dominate teen pop culture. By this point, MTV wasn't just a music channel, it was a tastemaker, a cultural hub where trends were set and stars were made. If your video was in heavy rotation on MTV, you were almost guaranteed to have a hit song. But MTV's power also meant that image started to matter as much, if not more, than the music itself. Artists who looked good on camera or who could create visually striking videos often got more attention than those who were simply making great music. This shift changed the music industry forever. Music videos became essential to a marketing campaign. Directors like David Fincher, who would go on to make blockbuster films, cut their teeth making videos for Madonna, Aerosmith, and other major acts. Music and film were blending in ways that had never been seen before. The 90s saw MTV expand its influence even further. The rise of alternative rock and grunge was heavily boosted by MTV's support. Bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden were propelled to fame because their videos were played constantly. Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit video, with its dark high school gym setting and rebellious energy, became an anthem for a generation. MTV was no longer just a channel, it was the heartbeat of youth culture. The network also leaned into reality television, which would become one of its biggest legacies. The Real World, which premiered in 1992, was one of the first reality TV shows ever. It followed a group of strangers living together, and its success paved the way for countless reality shows that would dominate the next few decades. Even though some criticize MTV for moving away from music, this shift showed just how much the channel influenced broader entertainment trends. By the 2000s, MTV was both a music powerhouse and a reality TV factory, with shows like The Osbournes and Laguna Beach shaping pop culture in ways few other networks could. The internet era changed everything, but MTV's fingerprints are still all over today's music culture. YouTube, for instance, owes a huge debt to MTV. The idea that visuals could drive music consumption came directly from the MTV era. When you think of viral music videos today, like Gangnam Style or Old Town Road, they follow the same formula that MTV pioneered. Use visuals to create a story, a mood, or a cultural moment that sticks in people's minds. MTV also gave artists the freedom to experiment. Without MTV, we might not have had some of the most creative and groundbreaking videos of all time. Think of Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, with its stop-motion animation, or Madonna's Like a Prayer, which stirred controversy and conversation with its bold imagery. These videos weren't just promotional tools, they were pieces of art, and MTV gave them a platform to shine. In many ways, MTV also shaped how we think about the celebrity. Before MTV, musicians were mostly known for their music, but MTV turned them into larger-than-life personalities. Fans got to see not just what an artist sounded like, but what they looked like, how they moved, and what kind of world they created through their visuals. This kind of exposure made artists like Madonna, Prince, and later Beyoncé and Lady Gaga into cultural icons who defined entire eras. MTV's influence is also evident in how award shows evolved. The MTV Video Music Awards, which started in 1984, became one of the most important nights in music. It wasn't just about who won an award, it was about the performances, the moments, and the controversies. Who could forget Madonna's Like a Virgin performance in a wedding dress, or Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift's acceptance speech? The VMAs became a place where pop culture history was made. But with all its success, MTV wasn't immune to criticism. As the years went on, the channel played fewer and fewer music videos, focusing more on reality TV. Some fans felt betrayed, as the network that once revolutionized music seemed to be turning its back on it. But even as MTV evolved, its legacy as the channel that changed music forever remained untouchable. It's impossible to imagine modern music without MTV's influence. Everything from the way artists launch albums to the importance of visuals in music promotion can be traced back to MTV's rise in the 1980s and 1990s. Even social media platforms like TikTok, where short videos can turn a song into a hit overnight, are following a path that MTV laid decades ago. Today, the idea of a music video as a cultural event might feel normal, but that wasn't always the case. Before MTV, most fans experienced music through the radio, record stores, and concerts. MTV brought music into people's living rooms in a way that felt immediate and alive. It wasn't just about hearing your favorite song, it was about seeing your favorite artist come to life on screen, telling stories, dancing, and creating visuals that stuck in your memory. Even though the way we consume music has changed, the spirit of MTV lives on. When Beyoncé released her visual album Lemonade, or when artists drop elaborate music videos that trend on YouTube, they are continuing the tradition MTV started. The connection between music and visuals is now inseparable, and that's largely because MTV showed the world how powerful that combination could be. MTV wasn't just a TV channel, it was a cultural movement. It gave a platform to artists who might not have found their audience otherwise. It shaped the way we see music, fashion, and celebrity. It was bold, it was innovative, and it wasn't afraid to take risks. And even though its role in the music industry has changed, its influence is everywhere. MTV made music visual. It turned songs into stories, artists into icons, and moments into memories that define generations. From the first time Video Killed the Radio Star aired to the era of massive award shows and unforgettable music videos, MTV proved that music was about more than just sound. It was about creating an experience. And that's why MTV truly changed music forever. Like, comment, and subscribe for daily history and culture content.